I'm here with my friend and colleague, Ben Barokas, who is the CRO and founder of AdMeld. Hey, Ben.
How do you do?
So we got a couple of questions for you. AdMeld specifically, what is the biggest thing you guys are going to do to change the market ecosystem in 2010?
So what AdMeld does is add a layer of efficiency for the publisher in order to deal with their multiple channels, to bring in additional revenue streams, and to understand from multiple data perspectives how to price and transact on particular kinds of inventory. So, coming from a very operational background, I saw a lot of those challenges, and incrementally we've been able to provide technology that solves them one by one. First with the ad network space, and then moving towards DSPs and real-time bidding, and also places with mobile and video.
So how important do you think real-time bidding is going to be to the future of what we do?
I think real-time bidding is really important. We believe very strongly that both marketers as well as publishers should jointly agree on which impressions are the most important ones and under what circumstances to transact. And real-time bidding provides a layer that helps do that in a much more efficient manner than there has ever been before. We're seeing kind of 20% of the revenue total coming through RTB today, and we see that over the next 12 months that will increase at least double.
So last night during Dave Moore's opening remarks, he made some comments about how as advertisers or as directors of advertisers or advertisements, we should be more aggressive. We should be a little more in the face of the consumer and not be afraid to push the limits more than we do now, not be afraid to lose the user. And so how do you feel about that? Do you feel that's the right direction?
I absolutely agree that that's the right way to go. I think that providing rich media experiences, integrating sight, sound, and motion, and being in front of those particular users is tantamount to the success of the online advertising ecosystem. I think directionally, when used in conjunction with data and finding the right audience in the appropriate placement when they're ready for that message, where they're ready for that intrusive experience, is what is going to drive ROI for the advertisers for the long term.
I think that's a great point, and I think as a network, CPX, we've always wanted to be able to do more things with rich media, get more involved with the user experience, but it's been difficult and challenging to be able to do that at scale. Traditionally, when you do rich media campaigns, there's a lot of different ad servers involved. There's contact with a publisher. Each individual publisher needs some special instruction. So, Ben, as a publisher aggregator, how do you plan to help solve that for networks so we can do this in scale?
So we've done a lot of work both on the technical end as well as having strategic conversations with our publisher in order to facilitate that transaction on a rich media side. So both by having a standard set of pub-side files that are going on their servers so that expandables and overlays can show up on their pages, in addition to saying, there are rules around when rich media is utilized, and whether that's a price point or a relationship, we can help to make sure that you're getting full value for allowing particular rich media formats on their pages. So I think we've made a lot of strides, and we will continue to do so to make it easier for companies like CPX to have rich media executions on pages, as well as having the publisher really feel like they're getting true value when those more intrusive experiences are being sold by someone else down the channel.
Great, that's great. So Ben and I are on the advisory committee that is creating the Networks and Exchanges Forum that the IAB is putting on in May. And one of the topics we know is going to be coming up is who is the ultimate winner or winners in the conversation that is, the traditional ad network was more about service, the new ad network has service plus a technology component, and then there's a third player or a defined player which is a purely technology play, or a D, which is maybe something we haven't even thought of yet, but ultimately who is the winner in this conversation? So Ben, what do you think?
I feel really strongly that different marketers and different agencies need a variety of solutions based on what the challenges that they're trying to address with that marketer. And I think that there's still a significant amount of service that goes into satisfying that marketer's needs, and other than the very top marketers, many will still need that service for a long, long time to come. And the value that networks have in the equation is so strong around that service component. And then when added, when adding in that data and making it very clear to the marketer how to get to that level of targeting really efficiently, there is no one today that can do that like companies like CPX. I think that there will be some agencies and some marketers that go for the pure technology play, and I think you're seeing a lot of interest in that sort of demand-side platform realm because those larger publishers and those larger marketers are just now starting to really put money where they've been talking about it for a long time.
Great, great. No, I would say just my point on that is I agree, and I think that obviously a network that has a lot of service that embraces technology so that can provide the market with what it needs with maintaining the service component is ultimately what's going to be the winning solution in that factor. Okay, Ben, well thanks very much.
Absolutely, thank you.
See you
I
soon.
appreciate the opportunity.
Okay, bye-bye.